Welcome to the program, friend. I hope that your Advent season and your preparations for Christmas are going well. May God bless you. May God bless those you love. And I pray for you that you have a chance or multiple chances to just focus on the coming of Christ. There is so much going on around us. The speed of information, the horror of some of the violence in the world, it can be really demoralizing. But Emmanuel, God is with us, the mighty God, the wonderful Counselor, the everlasting Father. He's here. He came. And of the increase of His government and peace, there will be no end. The gates of hell will not prevail against His church. There's a lot of battle. There's a lot to grieve over. But there is a lot to rejoice in. And we can have the narrative of joy, because God has come amongst us, and He became one of us, and He died for us. So I hope that you have a lovely Christmas. I want to come at this Sony movie thing from a bunch of angles, which is my pattern. I hope that you are provoked in your thinking, and hope that I add something to the narrative for you to talk about with your friends. And by the way, we always love hearing from people. You want to email us, please feel free. And a lot of times we'll take the emails and we'll use them for segments on the show. So there's your email address if you want to contact us with any questions or comments that you have about this show or any other show, or something you'd like me to cover. All right. Seth Rogen and his comedic genius buddies, comedic genius by many counts. Some of their stuff is really good. Some of it's not so good. Anyway, they made a movie, The Interview, and this huge hacking that happened to Sony appears to be connected to North Korea. No one knows for sure. They're so sophisticated in what they've done. People just don't know how they've pulled it off. But they have pulled it off. And they said that there will be 9/11-like terror attacks on any movie theaters that air The Interview. Now, in case you don't know, The Interview was a comedy about two men who go to North Korea to interview the dictator of North Korea, but they've been given instructions, this is my understanding, they've been given instructions to assassinate him, all right? So this is a comedy about assassinating the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. So they created this film. In fact, let's play a clip of it. It was going to be a comedy, and it's about killing Kim Jong-un. Here it is.
You are entering into the most dangerous country on Earth. Kim Jong-un's people believe anything he tells them, including that he can speak to dolphins or he doesn't urinate and defecate.
Oh. You telling me my man doesn't pee or poo?
Everybody pees and poos. Where would he go otherwise? He'd explode.
But he does talk to dolphins.
All right, so obviously it's a little bit crass. It's vintage Seth Rogen humor would be my guess. People were looking forward to seeing it. I don't get to see movies much these days, but now no one's going to get to see it. Sony collapsed. They withdrew the movie. They pulled the movie. So I want to talk about that from a number of levels. And I need to be a little bit careful because it's not my house that's threatening to be bombed. Just remember that. We need to walk softly. It's easy for us to prognosticate, oh, they should stand up for the First Amendment. They should have guts. They should be brave and courageous. Okay. Well, if you owned the movie theater and you got a message that said, if you air that film, we will burn your theater to the ground, would you have second thoughts? So I want to be gracious and be gentle. I've had death threats, all right? I've had the police come to me or the FBI come to me and warn me. And it's just, you know, it's a sobering thing. So I give you that as backdrop, but I still feel the need to speak clearly and to call it as I see it, to call balls and strikes. Our media elite and our Hollywood elite prance around and strut around and front themselves as if they were the great guardians of freedom, the great wisdom endowed leaders who are going to show us a more enlightened path, that are going to set us free from the shackles of our past. But they do it in a safe haven. There's no cost. In fact, they make a profit doing it. They actually make money mocking, belittling, using people. So this, to me, is really sad. But I'm going to take a break. I want you to think of the last time that people in the communications industry folded like a house of cards and did not defend the First Amendment through their practice. Think during this break. I'll be right back.
You have two choices. I mean, you can try to raise your children by design, or you will raise them by default. There are no perfect parents. We're going to get it wrong sometimes. If we have a plan, we've got a better chance of getting it right in the long run.
There is something deep within the heart of every human being that longs for parental acceptance and approval. When does a boy become a man?
Get a group of guys around and ask them that question.
I don't think there's a certain age. Some men stay boys their whole life.
I would say, 16, 18 years old.
Wow, that's a good question.
When they get bar mitzvah?
Well, I think when he has a child. So I just became at 56, 56 years old.
Without the power of the Holy Spirit changing us and giving us power over our sin, we can't hope to be the dads that our kids need us to be.